My name is Mitchell Blake. My Muslim name is Amin Mubarak. I converted to Islam about 6 years ago. Inshallah, this will be my 7th Ramadan. I would like to say that I would like my face to be shown in this interview because it's very important that people are able to look at the eyes of the person and be able to understand and inshallah, some nur will be shown in the face, and that people can understand there really has been some changes. I'm in prison for trying to carry drugs through Don Mueang Airport, which was in 1993 or 2536. I've been here for 17 years. This will be my 18th year. My life before Islam was very unhappy. I was the sort of person that was always trying to fulfill an emptiness in myself, and of course that cannot be filled no matter whether you purchase more possessions or whatever you try to do. The emptiness will not be filled. And so basically my life was very empty before Islam. Why I converted to Islam? I was in a situation where I had decided to die. I had decided that I could no longer continue to live the way that I was living. It was an empty existence. It was of no value. I was of no value to anybody or myself, and had decided quite simply that it was the end. And I decided to achieve this by going on a hunger strike until I passed away. I was determined to not only die, but to make a spectacle of myself. I wanted to destroy everything about myself. And a strange thing happened on that hunger strike. Someone had given me a copy of the Holy Quran, and I started to read it. And I'm afraid that after I read it, it was simply impossible for me to kill myself, and I'd found a way, inshallah, that I could live. And so after a full calendar month, 31 days of not eating, I decided to recite the Kalma Shahada to become a Muslim. And since then, everything has improved dramatically. Well, the first person I told was my mother, and her reaction was priceless. She said, first you're a drug dealer, then you come to prison, you're a criminal, now you want to be a terrorist? Astaghfirullah. And she didn't talk to me for a very long time after that. She was cranky. You know, when will I stop making my life more complex? When will I get the picture? But this is important because in our religion there is a verse in the Holy Quran where it says, I'm not allowed to say so much as to my mother. I have followed that since day one. And you know, it fixed everything. Just following that one verse, I have not mistreated in thought, in word, in letter, my mother ever, alhamdulillah, since I read that verse. The power of that alone, you can't have a one-sided fight. You can't have a one-sided argument. My mother fought and fought and fought against this. And then one day, she got on a plane, she flew here to Thailand, and she looked at me. And she said, you're happy? I said, yes, I'm happy. She said, you haven't been happy since you were 3 years old. I was a happy child when I was 3. I was very good. Everything went bad after that. But I was a happy child. And she said, your face looks like you're 3. Your face looks like the joy that you had inside yourself when you were a little boy. I said, it's the same. And since that time, now when my mother writes to me, she says, are you performing your prayers? If I don't pray when I get home, I will be in trouble from my own mother. My job is to tell her about our religion and to be the example of our religion in my family. And inshallah, by that path, who knows? Whether someone becomes a Muslim or not is up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not up to us. Our job is to tell them what it's like. And I hope to be able to do that. It's very simple. Nabi Isa, Jesus was there. Nabi Musa, Moses was there. Every person that appears in the Bible was there. But now suddenly everything made sense because Jesus was not the Son of God. He was a man. He was a prophet of Allah. And that made sense to me. But suddenly I'm reading the Quran. This makes sense. This is how it should be. This is the truth. I guess, and that's the only way I can describe it. You know when you read the truth. And it just hit me. This is correct. And suddenly, look at this. This is what I should have been told in the beginning. You know. And you know, that's an important point. Our religion is probably the most misunderstood religion on the face of the planet at the moment. And that's our fault. That is not the fault of the people who don't understand. That's not the fault of the people that are getting the CNN or the Time magazine version of Islam. That's our fault. I had never been told anything about Islam other than that it was dangerous. Astaghfirullah. Dangerous? Alhamdulillah. Dawah should be pursued extensively. We have to find a way to communicate with these people. Even if we don't convert them, let them understand the difference between you and us is very little. I think our path is superior. And I'd like to tell people about it.